when I was in sixth form, I was convinced that I wanted to become a lawyer. And I thought I wanted to work in a field that's called intellectual property. That deals with patents and trademarks and those kinds of things. And I thought the best way to do that was to get a computer engineering degree. And so I actually applied to schools in the UK as well, and I applied to schools for computer science. And I applied for computer science and computer engineering degrees in the US as well. I didn't end up doing that, but that's something that we can talk about a little bit more, particularly for those of you that are thinking about going to the US. So I went to Johns Hopkins. I spent the first year and a half studying computer engineering. I actually hated it. And so eventually I switched, and I graduated with degrees in economics and political science. Following that, I went to law school. Law in the United States is a postgraduate degree. You can't get a bachelor's. So I spent 3 years at law school. I went to Emory University. After I graduated, I started working for the United States Department of Labor, where I've been for about 10 and a half years. Right now, I work for the Secretary of Labor, who's one of the cabinet ministers, and my job title is counselor to the secretary, but what that essentially means is I have a portfolio of items that I work on, primarily retirement and healthcare. If you've heard about the Affordable Care Act, that's something I've spent a lot of time on doing. There are a lot of retirement issues that we've been working on in the United States over the past 8 years in particular, and I've been very involved in those as well. And then there's a few other things that I spend time on, some international labor issues, other things. But I've had a fairly enjoyable career. And I will say, this may sound cliche, I don't know how many times you get alumni coming here, but I do think that some of the lessons I learned in DC were quite useful and have served me even to this day. And we can get into that as well. But rather than spend a lot of time talking about me, I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have and kind of maybe talk about myself that way. So why don't we just, in the front row, if you don't have a question, maybe just tell me what you're looking to learn today.
So it sounds quite interesting.